From the Newstalk ZB newsroom, this is Newsfix.
In this update, one person's been confirmed dead following a house fire in Auckland first thing this morning. Several neighbours in Koikoe Street in New Lynn called emergency services to raise the alarm at about 7 this morning. Investigations into the cause of the fatal fire are underway. Maine police are continuing to look for closure after mass shooter Robert Card was found dead. The 40-year-old's body was found near a river after an apparent suicide. 18 people died and 13 were injured in his shooting. A hunting ban has now been lifted after it was imposed on 4 towns earlier today. Lewiston Police Chief Dave St. Pierre says they can breathe a sigh of relief, but their work isn't done yet.
We're going to grieve for the families that lost loved ones here. We're going to continue to work. We're going to persevere. And we've become better people for it.
The Israeli Defense Forces, IDF, has told international news organizations their journalists' safety in Gaza cannot be guaranteed. International news agencies Reuters and Agence France Presse, AFP, contacted the Israeli military this week seeking assurances their journalists on the ground in Gaza would not be targeted by Israeli airstrikes. The IDF responded, saying they're targeting all Hamas military activity throughout Gaza, and under those circumstances, journalists are strongly urged to take all necessary measures for their own safety. New data show 2023 has been a much calmer year for the fertiliser market and indicate prices will settle into affordability next year. In New Zealand, prices are much lower than in 2022 as farmers shore up profits with other rising costs. Rabobank research analyst Vitor Pistoia says as costs improve heading into next year, so should demand.
Hopefully better prices and better visibility, that application rate, the demand might rebuild close to the historical numbers, but we have to wait and pray for better prices on the commodity side.
That's news. In sport, the biggest rivalry on the biggest stage of all. That's how Springboks halfback Faf de Klerk feels ahead of playing the All Blacks at the World Cup final tomorrow morning in Paris. De Klerk says he loves playing New Zealand and it brings out the best in him.
For me personally, it doesn't get bigger than this. If you look what's at stake, getting the 4th title, going back to back, I can't really answer that. It's probably just the feeling that you have inside, and I think you all can feel it, and I think people and supporters can feel it.
The Black Caps remain grounded as they get set to play Australia in the Cricket World Cup action in Dharamshala tonight. New Zealand sits 3rd on the group stage points table, 2 points ahead of Australia. But as teams begin to jockey for a spot in the semi-finals, Black Caps coach Gary Stead's urging his players to stay composed. That's sport. I'm Joe Gilfillan.
For more news, listen to Newstalk ZB live on iHeartRadio.